What is happening, guys? Welcome to Test This Tech. Doing a little bit of a different video here. We got a new microphone in the building for the box here. This is the AKG ARA condenser microphone. I'm a big fan of AKG as far as their microphones. They make some of my favorites personally, like the P120. One of the best budget condenser microphones out there. And I wanted to try their condenser, USB condenser microphone of it. So I got it mounted up on my different boom arm here. That's why I'm recording it this way. So first I wanted to do a comparison here. This is the Behringer Bigfoot. It's modeled after the Blue Yeti. Wanted to see how this sounds in comparison to the AKG, and we'll talk about the features on that. So without further ado, let's switch over to the AKG here. All right, so this is the AKG ARA microphone here. I have the windscreen on this to help against explosive rejection. And as far as for the features on this, you have a front panel with the capsule in the front, and it looks like you can do a bi-directional option as well. So there's a front and back option. More so probably in a pinch for an interview. Obviously, I don't recommend that for, the most professional audio. But this is the front option. I believe it's cardioid. There's a mute button here, so I'm going to mute it to see if it mutes. The mute is off. And we have a gain dial here. So it looks like the gain is just for the volume of the headphones. I'm not seeing a gain for the microphone itself. Okay, so looking at the wrong section here, camera. So that's kind of weird. There's no microphone gain here. So I guess it just does a digital auto gain, which is beneficial for those that are not really keen on identifying microphone stuff as far as for the audio and everything. But I can see that being an issue depending on, say, if you plug this into a USB hub and say this microphone doesn't get along well with any other devices that are plugged into that USB hub, that can potentially change the gain of this microphone, and you're not able to adjust it, unless you're doing it within a virtual system. So that's kind of an issue. But for easy plug and play, maybe voice recording, maybe instrument recording, the sound out the gate, I'm curious to see how it is. I have to watch this video and then report back, which I'll do right now. But if the sound out of the box is really solid, might be okay. So definitely curious to see how this sounds versus the Behringer Bigfoot here. So I'm going to listen back and then I'll report back to see my thoughts here. All right, everybody. So I did listen back, and this sounds actually really good. I'm actually surprised compared to the Behringer, which sounds maybe a little nasally, if you will. This has definitely a fuller sound as far as the capsules, so as far as the technology or the post-processing, whatever is happening. The magic in this, I do think it gives me a fuller sound of my voice, more of an accurate tone for my voice versus the Behringer. The Behringer does cut through well, and I think this will cut through well as well, but I do like my voice better on this microphone. Now, there's a lot of cons here. One of the biggest cons is that you don't have a gain dial for your microphone gain, and this is not a digital dial. This is literally a potentiometer, regular knob for controlling your gain. I like having a knob for controlling my gain, so not having that is a little bit of a detractor. The other function, the mute is pretty much the same. Fortunately, you can hear the mute when you press it. Very similar to this as well. So there's some pluses and minuses here on that. Not having control of your gain, I think, is a problem. The knob on this, how I was mentioning, this is an actual potentiometer. This is a digital knob, so you can just keep scrolling, and it'll digitally tell you as far as like how loud it'll get. Don't really like that typically too much, but from a sound perspective, how does it sound? It sounds really good. So this is through my phone, but I do like the sound of this microphone. So I guess it just depends on your use case for this, but this may be a good microphone to just plug in and get going. The only thing that I would caution is that you may run into gain issues if this is plugged into a hub with other USB stuff. devices, you may have weird gain issues on this because I've had that happen in the past. But other than that, this is actually on sale. It's $40. Usually it's over $100. So not bad. Not bad. So I'll leave it there. Get test this tech. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks a lot for watching.